My name is Kelly. I'm going to demonstrate how to crochet this baby hat that is displayed on the screen. I made this baby hat working in the round, meaning I started at the top of the hat and I worked down. I used double crochet for the first color, the pink. I did a single crochet edging. And I also will show in this video how to create the flower and how to create the poof on top if you would like to spice up the hat. I included a time-stamped pattern in the description below if you would like to follow along with the video. To begin working in the round, I am going to create a foundation ring. First, I'm going to do a slip knot to attach my hook onto my yarn, and then I'm going to chain 4, yarning over, pulling through to create a chain. Once I've chained 4, I'm going to do a slip stitch by inserting my hook back into the first stitch, yarning over and pulling through. And now I begin my first round how I begin every round by chaining 3. And now I'm going to do 10 double crochets into my foundation ring. So into the ring I created, to do a double crochet, I yarn over, insert my hook into the ring, yarn over, pull through the ring, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then I keep going back into the foundation ring until I have 10 double crochets in the ring. Once I have 10 double crochets in the ring and I've counted to verify, which is a great idea when you're just starting out in the round, I'm going to finish the first round how I will finish all rounds from here on out, by slip stitching into the top of the double crochet. So as the pattern indicates, that chain 3 that we work to increase the stitch will not count as a double crochet. So I insert my hook, yarn over, pull through, and that creates the first round of our pattern. Round 2, I chain 3. Again, this chain 3 will not count as a stitch. And now I'm going to increase in each stitch by doing 2 double crochets into each double crochet around. Remember how to double crochet. I'm going to go into the first stitch after I yarn over, complete my double crochet, and then I'm going to do a double crochet into that same stitch. So I've worked 2 double crochets in the first stitch. I'm going to do it again with the second stitch. 1 double crochet, and I go back into the same stitch. At the end of the first round, we counted 10 double crochets. So at the end of our second round, we will count 20 double crochets once we do 2 double crochets in each stitch. I'm going to finish round 2 as I finish round 1 by doing a slip stitch into the top of the first double crochet. And moving on to round 3. Again, I do 3 chains. In round 3's pattern, I'm going to do 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and then 2 double crochets in the next stitch. One double crochet in the next stitch, two double crochets in my next stitch. I'm going to repeat that pattern throughout the entire round 3, working 1 double crochet in a stitch, then 2 double crochets in a stitch. At the end of round 3, we will have 30 stitches. So let's finish round 3 by again slip stitching into the top of the first double crochet. Round 4 begins with the 3 chain, and now our pattern changes again. I'm going to do 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. Then 2 double crochets in the next stitch. One double crochet in the next stitch. One double crochet in the next stitch. Two double crochets in the next stitch. Again, the pattern for round 4, 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets. And I'll repeat that pattern around until I have 40 stitches. To finish round 4, I'll slip stitch into the top of the double crochet, chain 3. Now rounds 5 through 9 are going to be the same. I'm just going to double crochet into each stitch around, slip stitch to close the round, and begin the next round. So you can go ahead and do 1 double crochet in each stitch around, rounds 5 through 9. Once you finish round 9, you can weave in the loose ends from the original tail and the end of your work. So you could finish the hat now if you simply wanted a baby beanie. But I'm going to keep going and put the edging, the flower, and the pom-pom on. So to do the edging, we're going to need to attach a second color onto the hat. To attach the yarn, I'm going to again make a slip knot to attach my hook onto the second color now. I'm going to insert my hook. I'm going to go along the seam that I made when I attached the work together. I'll insert my hook into the work, yarn over, and pull through the work and the slip knot. So once I've attached the yarn onto the work, I'm going to do a single crochet with the second color. So simply inserting my hook, yarning over, going through just the double crochet, yarning over, pulling through. Insert my hook, yarn over, go through just color A, yarn over, go through 2. And I'm going to do the single crochet around the work to create the edging with the second color. Once you've worked a single crochet in each stitch around, you can slip stitch into the first single crochet and weave in the loose ends. And now for the flare. I'm next going to go over the flower that you could put on your hat. Again, we're going to use the color B. I'm going to begin with a slip knot to attach my hook to the yarn, and then I'll begin the flower pattern. I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to work the rest of my stitches into that chain 1. That'll be the center of my flower. To create the petals, I'm going to chain 5, and slip stitch into the first chain I made, the original slip chain stitch. Again, I chain 5, and slip stitch into the first chain. Yarn over, chain 5, slip stitch into the first chain. I'm going to do that so I create 5 petals. I have 3 so far. I'm going to do it 2 more times. I'm going to fasten off my yarn, so I'll yarn over again and then cut my yarn. And I'm going to leave a long tail because I'm going to use that tail to sew the flower onto my hat. So here's a great opportunity to use my embroidery needle. And now I'm going to attach my flower onto the hat, somewhere that looks good. I think it looks good the second double crochet up from my edging. So when I sew it through, I am going to put the flower where I think looks good. When I go into the flower, I'm going to go into the center, and then I'm going to come out through a petal, through that center part of the petal. into the center, out through a petal. I'm going to do that around, making sure I get into the center of each petal so that the flower stays secure onto my work. Then I can bring both of the tails through to the middle part of the hat. Weave it through more if I want to feel it extra secure. And then I will knot the tails together. And lastly, I'll show you how to put the poof on the hat. I'm going to make the poof with the second color, and to do so, I am going to wrap the yarn around 2 fingers. So first I'm going to pinch the tail end of my yarn, and then I'm going to begin to wrap lightly around 2 fingers. And I'm going to wrap around 50 times. So just wrapping, not too tight so as to hurt my fingers. And I'm going to wrap around 50 times. All right, once I have wrapped my yarn around 50 times, I need to secure it on it. Secure my wraps. So I'm going to cut myself a long tail. I need to pull that tail through my fingers. So I can just pinch it with my 2 fingers, pull it through. And now I need to wrap my loops. So I'll pull the tail through again. And I'm cinching it on it, like you're baling hay, tying sticks together. And wrap it around again. You can do so with the original tail as well. And at this point, I can pull it tight. So now it just looks like a ball, and I can secure it to my foundation ring. So I'm going to actually go to the side of the foundation ring. I'll grab it with my hook and pull it through. I want to securely fasten this ball to my work. So I can knot it here in the center. Knot it again. And once the ball of yarn is secure onto the hat, then you can cut the poof and shape it. So I just take my scissors into the center, cut along the center. If you want to trim the poof, if you think it's too much yarn, you can do so. And that concludes our hat. So we worked this baby hat in the round using double crochet, starting at the top of our hat, working down, doing the single crochet edging the flower and the poof.